Sebastian, tell them what they're watching. Yeah!
Welcome to Popcorn Culture Podcast for popcorn, soda pop, popular media, and other popping things. So, ladies, we get our popcorn every week from Poppin' on Main. It's our local popcorn shop here in Quincy. If you're in the area, be sure to check them out. Not sponsored. I try to make Poppin' more aware of this podcast every time I buy the stuff, but I never get the same cashier more than once. I tell them about it, which feels weird. I'm not a natural at self-promotion, but every individual I've seen seems to think it's cool.
Regardless, we do appreciate their business, and we appreciate their popcorn.
Yeah, good stuff. I had Christmas radio playing on full blast there on the 2nd of November.
Okay, you know what? It's after Halloween. November 1st, I don't like it, but I'll at least tolerate it.
There's no Thanksgiving radio, so...
No, Menards already had their stuff.
Name a Thanksgiving song.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly, yeah.
You know, I at least get where they're coming from.
Sure.
Our flavors, we've got the cheesy pizza, white cheddar, and this month or last month's, I assume, gourmet flavor, we got s'mores. It's got chocolate swirls and white and regular chocolate swirls, and it's got little marshmallows and graham crackers in it.
Mm-hmm.
What's not to like?
Yeah, it's a gourmet flavor for sure.
Imagine microwaving this. Like giving this for like 10-second cook. It might be pretty damn good.
You use my microwave for that, you are committing it.
I'm not using your microwave, I'm just saying.
And I wanted a red soda to remind us of the blood upon the snow we see in today's movie. And I went with black cherry because it's dark red, very bloody.
Plus, who doesn't like cherry?
Get the twist offs.
I do have a corkscrew if we need it.
No, I think we should be
bottle
good.
opener.
We'll see.
It's hard to do that. Using a bottle opener on our screw cap.
Reading. This month we looked at The Revenant, a 2015 dark and grim western from Alejandro Iñárritu, who won his second consecutive Best Director Oscar for it after Birdman the previous year. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio as real-life iconic frontiersman Hugh Glass. He also won an Oscar for it, putting an end to a long-time running gag about how Leo didn't have an Oscar. You may not remember, that was a big thing back in those days. The film's third Oscar went to cinematographer Emmanuel Lubezki, and you can see why the film won accolades for its directing and photography. Most scenes play out in a single shot, and the filming schedule was extended so that most of the film could be shot without a lighting crew, lit only by the sun and campfires. All that combined with the frequent camera abuse really gives you the feeling you're actually there.
It really does.
His quiet and brutal film is considered something of a remake of the 1971 film The Man in the Wilderness, also an adaptation of Glass's story, but is primarily based on the 2002 novel version of the story, also called The Revenant. The film takes some historical liberties. The real Glass had no wife or children, for example, but retells the very famous story of Glass being horribly wounded by a bear and eventually left to fend for himself in the wilderness. The cast also includes Tom Hardy as John Fitzgerald, Donald Gleason as Andrew Henry, Will Poulter as Jim Bridger, and some Native American actors who really didn't get enough attention, in my opinion, such as Dwayne Howard as Arikara Chief Elk Dog, and some newcomers, Mila Nakeko as Elk Dog's kidnapped daughter Powaka, Forrest Goodluck as Glass's son Hawk, and Arthur Redcloud as Hickok, a Pawnee who briefly teams up with Glass and bonds with him over some buffalo liver.
And I want to make it clear, if we are mispronouncing those names, we are ignorant white people from the Midwest, and we apologize.
Yeah, absolutely. I tried to say it confidently, but that may have backfired on me.
So, if that is the case, sorry. We are doing our best.
I do apologize, yes.
Yeah.
Let me talk before we begin about what drew me specifically to wanting to finally watch this film and cover it on our show. Throughout the film, Glass uses a San Francisco Bowie knife, and in the final confrontation, Fitzgerald wields a Hudson Bay knife. These knives were commissioned by the film's prop master, Dean Eilertson, who did some research on how he could get his hands on some knives authentic to the 19th century mountain man experience. He eventually located Idaho Knife Works, a company run from a cabin in the mountains of Idaho that specializes in hand-forging mountain man knives in the fashion of that era. And Knife Works was run by an old guy called Michael Mann, or as my family calls him, Uncle Mickey. My grandfather's brother. Uncle Mickey passed last year, and you won't find him in the film's credits or find the story seemingly anywhere outside of his local newspaper. Props tend not to make headlines, I guess, and Eilertson's the one who gets the credit for finding him. But my grandpa, very familiar with the Hugh Glass story due to his longtime love of cowboy novels, he tells the story about his little brother every chance he gets. And I figured as long as I'm doing a movie podcast, it was about time I looked into this film for myself. So I have. So I've summarized a bit about what makes it generally high quality. Let's get into some specifics, shall we, gentlemen?
Yeah, so before we begin, when we first watched this movie together, was that the first time either of you have actually seen it?
Yes.
I'm gonna say this. It's the first time I've seen the whole beginning part. I got to see the end because I seen it with my. I walked in as my brother was watching it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I seen the very end.
I'm only asking because I actually did see this film when it was in theaters.
Okay.
And while my big-ass TV definitely provides a nice picture, when I was watching it in theaters, I just was absolutely blown away because everything we just mentioned about the cinematography and the lighting,
Oh my gosh,
it was so apparently evident when I actually saw it in a film, in a movie theater. Look, everyone likes to say, oh yeah, I can definitely predict with certainty what's going to win what Oscar, whatever, but even someone as uninformed as me when it comes to, like, you know, cinematography is one of those things where I cannot tell you, you know, what makes one film cinematography better than another, but I do know when it's good.
Oh my gosh.
Like, Dune is an example of a film that has great cinematography. This is an example of great cinematography. And when I saw that in theaters, I knew this will win the Oscar for cinematography just because of how mind-blowing it was seeing it on a big screen and knowing that is 100% natural light.
Yeah.
Something, again, you don't see in films because they want everything to look as pretty as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
This one kind of goes for the inverse. It wants everything to look as real and ugly and bloody and horrible as possible.
Natural.
Just to really put the audience on edge and really
Put you in
get
that.
into the feeling of everything that Glass is going through. And trust me, you feel it when you watch this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Feel
So
it.
I was curious if either of you have actually seen it, because again, this was my second time watching the film.
we could. I mean, we talked about. You mentioned Dune. It's like. It's like what we said earlier about Dune is that some certain good filmmaking is the kind you don't notice, but in this case, it's good because you do notice. We said that about Dune's sound design, and it's on display with the directing and cinematography here.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Because like the scenes that they linger on,
It's
especially the
unconventional.
huge, very
Yes.
unconventional.
Well, and the scenes they linger on always feel deliberate.
Yeah.
They,
And like you
they
can
don't
look at
feel
this.
like, oh yeah, Leo wanted 5 days off, so let's just look at the lake for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
No, that's not why they did
No,
that.
they wanted to show literally the majesty of the land because you like
as well
you-
as the passage of time.
exactly.
So-
You really feel part of it when you're watching this movie. You
Or
really-
transitioning to another area in the West where you may be following a different character, for example.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have to say I was really blown away. I didn't realize, though, until after I had watched the movie, that I was convinced that most of the film was shot in Canada because it's supposed to take place in that part of the country.
Yeah.
Countries. The Dakota Territory from, that northern central part of the United States into what is southern Canada, where the countries kind of overlap. I didn't realize they had to go all the way to, I don't remember exactly where, but somewhere in South America, Argentina or Chile or somewhere like that, because they couldn't get snow. They could not get snow.
Really?
The snow was melting, and they had to finish the film. So what happens when it's summer here?
Switch
It's winter
hemispheres.
down
Yeah.
there. There's snow. But it is amazing, and that's part of the reason why, if you watched Leo's Oscar speech, he mentions, don't take the planet for granted. It's because of stuff like that.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
what he said,
And yeah, it's really amazing to think, wow, I didn't even realize that they were shooting that in this all the way halfway across the world for some scenes. I cannot tell you what scenes were shot in the Southern Hemisphere,
that's
for
new-
example.
that's news to me right now.
Yeah, so it truly is one of those films where just for the majesty of what's on your screen, I recommend people attempt to watch it.
For sure.
If you can get past the first couple of minutes where it's incredibly bloody and violent.
Yeah. Besides that, it's very gruesome in a lot of ways.
It is.
It's always intense.
It's not a rip-roaring good time.
It's definitely a rip time.
In fact, I would say out of all the movies we've covered on this podcast, this is probably one of the most serious, up there with Dune.
Yeah, it's definitely the most
sense-
prestigious, and Dune is still fairly nerdy.
Well,
Sci-fi.
Dune is based off a sci-fi series, obviously, but even then, there is elements of fantasy in Dune that it's easy to separate yourself from. This takes place in a very realistic. This takes place in a very realistic sort of reality. The idea that all of what you're seeing is stuff that could conceivably happen to someone, as opposed to
Oh my gosh.
giant sandworms. And that's not to downplay Dune or how amazing it is. I'm just saying
we're not snobs like that.
no,
Giant
no.
worms, I could never.
No, absolutely not. What I'm saying is this is probably the most
believe it.
Oscar-friendly film we have covered,
definitely,
rightfully
and
so.
that won 3,
considering
yeah.
we won 3 of them. I mean, Dune won like 5 Oscars too, but still, this is the kind of film that they make to win Oscars.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, the bear scene in this. The only thing more brutal than that bear scene was the movie Cocaine Bear. Because
And that wasn't even a real bear.
It wasn't even a real bear. This was a real bear, for not all of it, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
aren't they both based on a true story? Both
Ish,
both
yeah.
of them?
Allegedly.
There was a bear that found cocaine, but it instantly died after ingested all.
It didn't go on a rampage.
No.
It just
Okay.
flat out
No,
died.
but yeah, the scene, it's like I said, it's very intense, this entire movie, of the graphicness of the blood and the pure brutalness of like the nature and the bear.
Hole in his throat.
The hole in his throat, oh my gosh, when he drinks the water, and then I almost passed out watching the scene that's jumping way, way ahead when he flash burns his throat to seal it back up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and I think that's part of the reason why I didn't react as strongly as you guys, because it's like I've already
Because you've
seen
seen it,
this
yeah.
before.
Oh, man.
So, that said, we can't really separate this film without talking about Leonardo DiCaprio's performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone likes to make the joke of this is his biggest give me Oscar movie ever. But separating the whole narrative that he was so overdue, this film really is a phenomenal demonstration of his acting abilities. It really, really is. This film lives and dies by his performance.
Naturally, yeah, because
And if he
him
was-
alone not saying much.
Yes,
Yeah.
and if it wasn't for his performance being as freaking good as it was, I don't know if anyone would have remembered this film as strongly as they did.
No, I remember him in his all of his scenes where he was just like gritting his teeth and just because he performed like literally like he just got stabbed or attacked by a bear or left to die.
You believe the narrative that he really is struggling to survive,
But
even
now-
though when they called cut, they probably had somebody ready with mineral water and a Caesar salad.
But no, I agree with Sage too. For how little he spoke, he just performed his ass off.
Oh yeah,
Like literally, completely, and like he does not speak the most in this movie.
no.
If I had
No one to talk to.
no one to talk to, but I think Fitzgerald, he's the main person that
Tom
talks
Hardy.
the most. Tom
Yeah,
Hardy,
Tom
yeah.
Hardy has a very talky
Mouthy.
role.
Yeah, he's a talkative character for this film, for sure.
He's the guy. He's the bad guy.
He's the racist uncle of this movie.
Really
Really
racist.
is the
Oh.
best description I can give it. And that's just another example of how good an actor Tom Hardy is, because Tom
hell
Hardy
yeah.
can play heroes, he can play villains, but he's such an effective actor when, in the first 5 minutes, you want to see somebody absolutely shoot him.
Oh my god! Every time you see that mother effer, you
But
want
I
to
mean,
shoot him.
even before the worst of it, it's like, oh my god, will somebody shut this guy up? And rightfully so, he received.
Oh, you want this one?
Rightfully so, he received his first and hopefully not last Oscar nomination for this film. Well deserved. I realize he didn't win, but I am glad
Yeah.
he was nominated.
And like just all the performances of every actor there too was really good. I forget because I only remember that he was in New Hope in Star Wars, the general. But
Donald Gleason.
Donald Gleason.
Yeah.
He did a very good performance of his reaction to everything.
The captain.
The captain, exactly. And everybody, I would say most of everybody's accents for that time of a country town,
Frontiersman.
Frontiersman, kind of like that. Most of everybody did. I would say there was a few people who kind of missed the mark.
Croaker.
Yeah.
I give credit, though, most of the people with prominent roles, you didn't really notice
No,
that.
not at all.
Again, one of the things I was saying as we were watching this movie is I think this is probably the best performance I've seen Will Poulter give in his career so far.
Yeah.
I realize, not everything's ever going to get nominated for an Oscar and all that, but the role he plays off of Tom Hardy, who is acting his ass off, he does a phenomenal job playing against that as a man truly conflicted as what is the right thing to do to each other as opposed to what's the right thing to do to survive. And again, I think that so far has been his best performance, and he's someone who I don't think I've ever seen him give a truly horrible performance.
No, unless you.
I realize Where the Millers is not necessarily a great film, but I didn't think he was awful in it.
I only ever watched Where the Millers.
It's not great.
Poulter's got a very intense look that you can't look away from.
Ever since he played Sid in Toy Story.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I still have to wonder why some people thought he was Sid in Toy Story. He was like 4 when that movie came out.
He just looks a lot
It
like
looks
And
like
it's all
that.
animated. Seriously.
It looks like him.
No, but no, still in the whole and it really shows on the aspect of Indian life sometimes. Native American, I should say. Native American life.
And that was the thing I was also going to mention.
And the brutality of
I like
how
the fact that throughout the entire film, there is one specific tribe who is more or less, waging war with these,
the Pawnee.
with this camp of frontiersmen.
Yeah.
Because the chief is looking for his daughter.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. It's not just, kill them for the sake of killing them. It's
Take
not,
their pelts.
they're savages for the sake of being savage. No, that's not it. What they're doing is clearly motivated by something that the frontiersmen are perceived to have done. And in fairness, a group of them actually did do.
Yeah, the French did it.
Yeah.
Yes, and
The French.
it was one of those things that I like the fact that they didn't just have them be villains for the sake of being villains or whatever.
That wouldn't quite sit right.
Their actions
easy to fall into that trap.
Their actions are by no means sympathetic, and no one is really portrayed as the good guy in this film if you really think about it.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that there was an actual motivation behind what everybody was doing, as opposed to just, these are the Native Americans. The Native Americans and the settlers didn't get along, so let's just have them constantly fight and never explain why.
Yeah.
They could have, if they wanted to, treated most Native American characters in this film as simply an obstacle without taking the time to examine who they are and what they wanted. Because ultimately the film is about Hugh Glass, and if they wanted to, they could have absolutely dedicated no time to why they're constantly under attack. Yeah. But they did, and I'm glad they did.
Yeah. Well, it gives the second side of the coin. Like you always see from our point of view of how everything's, but you never see from the other side.
Well,
it really shows,
and it doesn't whitewash the fact that, let's face it, a lot of European settlers did do that.
Yeah.
And as a result, they incurred the wrath of a lot of tribes who simply wanted their stuff back, be it their daughter or their land. And personally, I think we do more of a disservice when we don't remember the bad side of history, as opposed to when we just say, we all got along, they just went somewhere. No, they didn't just get up and move, or just say, sure, you can. No, they didn't do that. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
And again, I think it speaks to how visceral this film actually is when it comes to talking about it.
Yeah, it's like the characters aren't savage, but they do attack savagely.
Yes, and they still scalp you too.
Yeah, they will scalp you. Yes.
Well, and that goes to what we were saying. We may have hate Tom Hardy's character, but they totally give you reason as to why
he's so
he
much
is the way he is.
Yeah,
survived a near scalping. Yeah.
Yes.
All lips at his
Now,
head.
does that make up for anything he does, or even make him sympathetic? No. But it at least provides you why he is doing and saying the things he is.
Yeah.
And I like that because everybody feels like an actual person.
Yeah. It gives a reason for everything.
Exactly.
Like why they do it every time. There's not just an empty person that comes up, I'm doing this just because. No, they give you a reason every single time. With every character. Even I always forget his name too. Every character's name. But the young boy who was with Tom Hardy at the very end. That he was like when he killed Glass's son, they both left together.
Will Poulter's character,
Will Poulter,
Bridges.
Like even Rigger, like he comes to the terms of like he doesn't care for what he did, but he knows he got tricked into it,
and he clues in
he's
very
young.
quick, and he clues in pretty quickly that he was lying.
Yeah. And it shows him struggling with that through that turmoil and that what he did, and he's really facing it. And when they get their reward in the end for trying to bring Glass back,
he doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it. He doesn't accept it. And then Tom Hardy takes it because he's a realist. He's like, well, it's got to go to somebody.
He's also an asshole.
Also an asshole, true. But it really shows like the progress of every character in there and their development in some sort of way. And it's just, it really grounds you, and it grounds you in this movie, and it just, it for how visceral and like bloody and gory, and not even gory, but bloody and like actiony it is, it still grounds you down where you enjoy the entire movie.
If this is one of those kinds of films you don't mind what you're seeing half the time.
Yeah.
I don't recommend, watching this film and, expecting a happy story.
Yeah.
Definitely not. But again, this film is a sheer masterclass in filmmaking, both on a technical level as well on an acting level.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just have to agree with you.
Story and spectacle, for sure.
Sorry, we don't have too many pithy things to say about this film. It's just, in our opinion, it really is just that good.
I will say though, it does based off a true event of the Revenant and Glass. It really makes you think though why there was a whole bunch of plot. Now I wouldn't say plot holes, but points where like you could just like, why didn't this just do this? Why didn't they shoot Fitzgerald and be done with this son of a? And then
because I've seen this movie before, and I was saying it because it would have made me happy.
Oh my gosh! And it's just you're doing that to the whole movie of just like, why didn't they do this? But hindsight's always 20/20.
It's also possible a lot of the people in that party agreed with Fitzgerald. They just weren't talking about it loudly every 5 seconds.
Yeah,
like he was.
After 2 days of having him on a stretcher, that was really slowing them down.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. So if I was ever in that situation, hopefully I never am. I know it'd be hard for me.
The captain's orders weren't just, let's leave him for dead. It's
leave somebody
stay here with him, look over him until he eventually does pass away, and provide him a burial. Essentially, don't just leave him to die. Let him die away the way he's supposed to, peacefully and honorably. Bury him.
$300 bonus for that.
And, Fitzgerald's like, I just want to shoot him on the head. And everyone else, the other two, Jim and Hawk, Hawk is his son in the film. And Jim they lead you to believe an idealistic young man who is trying to do the right thing, are going to actually do it, and Fitzgerald just wants the money. So when he sees a chance to hey, I can get the hell out of this and get my money, he took it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most. I'd say it was one of the most brutal scenes. Is watching Glass try not to blink as Fitzgerald is telling them hey, basically, blink if you want me to mercy kill you. That was not fair. That was a dick move from Fitz there.
Well, he drug it out so long. It was
exactly.
It was like 3 minutes of try not to blink.
Well, and again, another example of just how great an actor that Leo and Hardy both are.
Yeah.
I really hope those two make another movie together again at some point because they played off each other exceptionally well.
Oh my god!
Especially when the film got to its climax.
Yep.
But we will. I don't know if we want to get to that or not.
No, we're not yet because we're still
I
talking.
think, I think there's middle stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff. Like I love the scenes. I love the scene of Glass and that Indian interacting with eating the liver together over that after the wolves came in and tried to take it. This one Native American comes in and takes them all out. I forget. Do they give him a name?
His name is Hickok, but it's never mentioned in the film. Yeah.
Hickok, and then they share a liver together, and they like bond in that moment, and then they have this weird, crazy moment of like Hanuk like sticks his tongue out while it's raining, and it wasn't even raining; it was snowing.
Yeah.
To catch snowflakes.
And they both just start sticking out their tongue together like a crazy mad friends together.
It was sort of a small moment of levity when it comes to just how dire this film actually is.
And it even shows you the hospitality of him as well, because there's a snowstorm that came, and he's like, I gotta get this guy in a safe area. He built like a hut in like 5 minutes. Well, movie-wise, 5 minutes. Who knows how long it actually took him, but I don't know if I'd ever do that for a random stranger out in the middle of nowhere, but you kind of had to.
Sometimes sticking together is for it, and
really shows you that.
Hickok's not in the film for very long, but that actor Arthur Red Cloud went through a lot of training out in the wilderness with Leo and other actors, and it was a long experience for all of them, and then they felt closer to the planet for it.
Well, and from what I hear, Iñárritu has something of a reputation for being a pretty demanding director, but obviously he's a man who gets results, and so I can only imagine how much preparation went in just to get the actors ready for this film, let alone, just for couple of actors to go through some really intense scenes together.
And sometimes, sometimes one thinks, I believe it was Laurence Olivier who said, "Try acting, my boy. It's easier."
Well, I mean, you don't hear a lot of stories about Leonardo DiCaprio going like so full method that he shuts down a set for 3 hours to go to the bathroom. So.
Some people could be
no, we're not talking about that kind of method acting. But you can definitely tell that this was probably an incredibly uncomfortable experience.
And
just from watching the film.
Yeah, and I think it was all worth it. Everybody looks so tired and haunted, and that helps. That helps the film very much.
No, I could imagine being haunted having that tauntaun scene with the horse.
Yeah.
My gosh.
That was a scene.
That was definitely a scene. I know for him it was all fake, but it'd be hard not to have that imprinted on you somehow of like being I'm sleeping in a dead horse.
Yeah. It certainly makes me appreciate...
removes all the organs in just 2 handfuls.
Yeah,
He's a very efficient guy. He must have been a butcher.
It certainly makes me appreciate, the comforts we take for granted these days. The idea of having a nice house, a warm bed, central heat, plumbing. Oh man, this is another film that definitely makes you appreciative of what you got.
What a time to be alive.
Compared to 100 years ago, very much.
Yeah, I'll take now compared to any time in the past that.
But oh man, this film is definitely an experience. I forgot how much I appreciated it, and yet at the same time as we were watching it, we couldn't help but make a couple of references to Cannibal movies. For God's sake, Tom Hardy is wearing the same damn hat as the trapper.
Yeah, a little skunk hat. Yeah,
it's not a googly eyes, but it's the same damn hat.
Yeah, and every time the French people came on, we kept singing the trapper song. Yo ho!
I try to throw a little bit of Trail to Oregon in there too. We've done some frontier stuff on the show. Yeah.
Well, and again, for how serious this movie is, if we weren't making a couple of jokes like that, it probably would have been a much more miserable experience.
Well, I didn't mention that Leo and I forget the main guy from Frontiersman. They kind of from Team Star Kid. I forget.
Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff Bloom. In this scene, Leo and Jeff Bloom looked very, in my opinion, similar. I would say
you said that. Yeah,
I don't say
know,
exactly.
yeah.
I see things for different ways than other people.
I
Here's the tease.
I get the sense that you're talking about like going through unpleasant frontier experiences.
No, I'm just
but
saying
in terms
their
of their face, I do not
No,
see it.
I don't see it.
Just me then.
No,
Still, it was Leo really acted his ass off, and you really see it where he's like, "Give me my Oscar now."
It's like, just sometimes, sometimes before a big moment comes, they're lingering on his face, and you can hear him thinking, "I'm gonna act the hell out of this moment."
give me Oscar, give me Oscar.
Especially when he was in the grave scene, and he's like, just forget. It was
in his own
foot.
grave, yeah.
He was in his grave, and he was on foot, and he's trying to get up, and he's just literally like, you can tell that his foot was broken. It wasn't, but he really feel like it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh. And it's just the whole performance with all of them, and and the whole ending. I don't want to spoil. I guess we are kind of spoil.
We'll get to it.
But the whole ending, I'm still confused on where it ended for him, because he had the whole hallucination.
He's still breathing.
He was still breathing.
That's kind of an arc, is to keep breathing and you live.
Which,
and
I like that
as
moment.
the film cuts to black, he's still breathing.
Yeah.
A lesson that apparently his son didn't really take because he dies within the first 20 minutes.
Which, because of Fitzgerald.
So, yeah, that's the overall crux of the film, if we have done a pretty bad job of explaining.
It was a revenge film.
Yes, after he gets attacked by the bear and is injured, Fitzgerald essentially wants to leave him for dead. And as he's trying to tell him, hey, blink if you want me to kill you, his son tries to intervene and says, hey, get the hell away from him. Only for Fitzgerald to flat out just murder his son and then tell Bridger, oh yeah, no, he ran away like a little bitch. So, he's probably dead, but he ran away. I don't know. Oh no, they're coming. Let's run away like little bitches.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it isn't until he digs himself out of the grave where he's like, you killed my son.
I'm gonna kill you.
My name is Hugh Glass. You killed my son. Prepare to die. that is pretty much the crux of the story after that. He wants revenge on Fitzgerald for essentially killing his son. Leaving him for dead's also a bit of a sticking point, but mostly for killing his son.
Yeah.
So.
And that was another point that I didn't fully understand. If he killed his son, why didn't he just kill Fitzgerald and then or not Fitzgerald, Glass, bury him and then just leave before...
maybe didn't have time before Bridger got back.
Because by the time Bridger got back, there's no way he wouldn't have noticed that, oh, hey, he's now just suddenly dead. And there's a lot of blood coming from his abdomen.
What's his gunshot doing in his forehead?
Yes, and on top of that, where's his kid? Because his kid would not have allowed Fitzgerald to just kill him.
Yeah.
So, for me, there was
not enough time.
Yeah, not enough time. But it's still a good movie with, because you still hated Fitzgerald the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And when he finally gets it, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever.
Final confrontation, I liked it very much.
Yeah, Leo, he just doesn't get his full satisfaction. He just lets him go down the river and lets somebody else handle it.
It's like,
the Eureka finished the
I
scalping.
could do it. But I'm going to be merciful. That way, for liability purposes, I didn't technically kill you.
Yeah. Like Batman.
Push you to the scalpers that are 30 feet away.
And thanks to his one act of charity by saving the war chief's daughter, do they not kill him? Mm-hmm. Which, honestly, it was kind of contrived that happens to be the group that finds him. But I like the fact that him doing the right thing is rewarded.
Yeah, and he goes out of his way to take down the rapist, and of course she castrates the hell out of him, which is very immensely satisfying.
Yes,
because she even says it too. I'm going to cut off your balls, and then the next scene is him with no balls.
She does it just off screen, but then you come back to him, and deballs,
gone.
Yeah, and I had forgotten how unpleasant that scene was.
Yeah.
I knew he saved her. I forgot how much we had to win this before he
Yeah,
did it.
it was pretty graphic.
Oh,
Yeah,
God. It's and just.
But he doesn't end up just effing him over. He effs up the whole French trapping group because he sends all the horses off, and then you actually come back and find one that was in the wild. All the rest of them died except for him, and he was the lone survivor. And he comes back to the fortress camp, fort. Yeah, the fort that they were at, and you learn that the whole it was glass that ended up messing up this whole trapper group. And ended up killing all of them by passively making their horses run away.
Yeah, well, again, considering that the tribe was on the warpath for whoever had his daughter.
Yeah, they were looking
and
for
he was trading furs for guns from the French trappers who had his daughter the whole damn time.
Yeah.
So they were essentially saying, hey, we have your daughter, but here, take these horses and guns. Oh, wait, no, don't take all of our horses and guns. Okay, I guess fine, take them all. Now we can go out and kill everybody else who's essentially interfering on our business while we continue to do horrible things to the one thing you want.
So French.
It is. There is so much poetic justice in what happens to them. I do appreciate that part of the film immensely.
Yeah. And one of the ones that stick out is the big battle scene, kind of towards the beginning, where they finally, the Glass was leading the group of, I think, 40 or 50 men to collect furs, and
he wasn't leading the group.
Yeah, he was more of a guide. Yeah,
he was more of a guide,
which is why Henry is so
trailblazer.
Captain Henry is so
reliant on him.
Yeah, well, why he goes out of his way to keep him alive and try to keep him with the group because he's the guide who's kept them alive for all this time.
And without him, they are screwed. And hey, when they have to leave him behind, they are screwed for a while because it takes them a while to get back to the fort.
Yeah, but that scene's it's intense. Like, that's my word of the night, is intense.
Because they do not downplay just what kind of damage an arrow does. It does not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't just bounce off. You know.
No, it does not.
And for the scene, the scene itself is very natural flowing. A lot of it does kind of like a lot of scenes didn't skip or have
no
cuts,
cutaway. Yeah,
no
all a single shot and very intensely well choreographed.
Yes. Yeah. Well, in its example, I said of I've had an issue with the concept of what's called shaky cam. I don't know the proper industry term for it, but essentially a cam that is not on a steady rig the whole time. This film shows an example of a camera that, I guess if you want to call it shaky cam, you can, but a cam that is not. It doesn't feel like it's on a rig following a single track. No. It gets exactly where it needs to go at all times.
It takes some abuse. It gets snow on it. It gets blood on it. At times, the characters even jostle it.
It feels absolute. Not only does it make that entire film feel that much more intimate, it's an example of the fact that even though this camera is moving around freely, I can still follow everything that's important.
Yeah.
Compare that to like the first Hunger Games where it's like and Prey, you notice the important things while it's just whipping around everywhere.
It's very purposeful.
And the Hunger Games is not the only film that does it. It's just the most prominent example I can think of. I want to make that clear.
Shaky cam was in vogue that year.
And you know what? If nothing else, I've always said, again, with people like Alfonso Cuarón or Iñárritu, they are someone who understands the importance of visual language, which is why, if they did it that way, it was to make the film better, and I absolutely can see why.
Yeah.
If it was shot any other way, I don't think it would have nearly the same impact.
Yeah. I got some stuck in my tooth. But
You're eating popcorn.
I know.
if you don't get anything stuck in your teeth, I'm convinced that those teeth are artificial.
Yeah.
But no. Good performance everywhere, honestly. Like, just the whole crew did a good job. The actors did a great job. The props were great, too. Yeah. You actually thought some of these things were actually dead. But he does eat real liver, doesn't he, Leo?
He did. They had some fake liver prepared, but he he ultimately decided, that with the real liver was on hand, so that's what he ate.
And Leonardo DiCaprio is a vegetarian, so that was definitely a choice for him.
Yeah.
So, but it kind of shows, though, he kind of puked it up the first time he ate it.
I don't think
It
anybody would
worked
do
for
that.
the character, though.
Yeah, we're over here. Yeah, eating some raw liver is not on most people's palates, but yeah, on the frontier, you couldn't exactly go, "No, man, I'm a vegetarian."
Excuse me, I don't want to be mean, but this chicken on the farm, did it have any friends? Did it like to play around? If it did, what kind of game?
Did it have a dream of becoming a great chicken?
If you watch Portlandia, hopefully you got that reference.
Seen a bit of that. Put a bird on it and all that.
Put a bird on it.
But everything about this movie was just great, 100% great.
Oh yes. Well, I will say that if I had to pick a couple of things that I did not care for nearly as much,
Make some nits. Let's do it.
yes, very, very, very small nits. I do think that there are moments where when he flashes back to the scenarios that affected his wife and his son, I do think that they come back to them a few more times than I would have personally liked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially, trying to think of the scene.
When the tribe burns down.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily opposed to, again, the fact that they do show that.
Mm-hmm.
I just think there are a couple of moments where they linger on those scenes a little too long after we've already gotten the message of the Pawnee were attacked, his wife was killed, his son was burned.
Mm-hmm.
And then they use that to juxtapose to his journey. But there are a couple of times where it goes back to that, and it's like, we didn't learn anything new from that, though.
I see what you're saying.
It's a choice, and I do still think it works.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel that a couple of times when they go back to it, we need a little bit more new, as opposed to here's the same thing but shot in a slightly different way.
Yeah, it really feels like they're really stuffing it in your face sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest fan of the ending.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, if we're gonna get there, I didn't. For me, it was supposed to feel unfinished, like you said, he's supposed to be still living out there, but
we should probably address the ending.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
So
the ending where he kills Fitzgerald.
He does not kill.
Oh, he doesn't.
Fitzgerald.
He passes.
Sends him down the river
sends him down
to
the river.
the Eureka, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he wanders off.
They kill him. They finish the scalping job that apparently the other,
The group couldn't
natives
finish. Yeah.
didn't quite get all the way done.
Because it's the Pawnee and the Sioux.
And the
Sioux.
I
No,
don't think there's it was.
I don't remember. I don't remember who they said almost got Fitzgerald at the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
But the point is,
probably
Fitzgerald.
Eureka as well.
It may have been Enrique. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep in mind he doesn't seem like the kind of person who really draws much distinction between tribes. He probably just sees them all as
Same thing.
However, he sees them in as a racist little noggin. But the point is, they finish the job and he finally shuts the hell up.
Yep.
But
Then Glass walks off into the woods
and he sees visions of his wife, and then he just sort of
panders to
Can
the
I have
camera.
my Oscar now?
Yeah, that's where you really feel it too.
I'm kidding, obviously, but I do feel that closing on that shot of him just staring.
And I never learned to read.
I just feel closing on that one shot of his face before cutting to black. I don't think that would have been the most powerful image it could have picked. I think anything else. I would say, heck, even taking that shot and panning out to show more of the forest would have had more.
Yeah, kind of showing where he's at.
Yeah, I think
But again,
with that, I mean, I think the ending was quite powerful, but yeah, I mean, maybe, I see what you're saying. Maybe if the wilderness was more emphasized instead of just him,
yes.
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, again, it's very much a nit. I still like the ending. I still think the ending is incredibly powerful. I just feel that are a couple of options for different shots that could have probably made a little bit more of an impact, considering the environment itself is essentially the second biggest character in this film. And just to have that tight shot on him, as opposed to perhaps a slightly wider shot of him in the wilderness, may have been a slightly more effective choice. I'm not a filmmaker. I didn't go to film school. I'm just telling you what I think.
Well,
I think is probably wrong.
I agree with you in a way, because for me, always staring at the camera was always a no-no. Like in theater productions, you don't stare at the crowd. If you're being on set performed on a live audience, you never look at the camera. So when an actor purposely looks at the camera,
well, they lead you. It's not like he's breaking the fourth wall and saying,
feels like
"And now I'm done."
It kind of feels like that. For me, it does. For me, it does.
I get what you're saying, but it's like when I still saw him do that, I didn't see Leo DiCaprio. I made that joke, but I didn't see Leo staring directly at the camera at me. I still saw Hugh, and personally, I got the idea he was seeing the vision of he was seeing the vision of his wife that he's been seeing throughout the entire movie. But I just felt, there probably could have been a better, more impactful shot at the end of it than just what they landed on. It still works. I still think it's good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as a casual film observer who, again, does not know much about the art of filmmaking from that level, I just think maybe there was something else that could have been done. But I'm sure Iñárritu with his 2 Oscars could easily pound my skull and say, "You know nothing." I'm just telling you what I like.
Yeah.
But I did also do like the I don't think the model, but the life lesson that keep breathing. As long as you're breathing, keep going, no matter what. Just as long as you breathe.
I could use a message like that.
Everybody could use a message like that, honestly.
And the other message is the idea that ultimately punishment is something that will be something that is distributed, passed out, implemented by God.
Yeah.
And
thy will be done.
For man to do it will only lead him down a path of ruin and destruction.
You gotta pick 2 graves kind of thing.
Granted, he decided that like 3 seconds away from just going, nah, and could have just brought the knife down and killed him if he wanted. But it's like, nah, I'm going to show you mercy for 20 seconds, and then you're their problem.
Yeah. And that end scene, too, that fight scene, it's literally a back and forth of, like, I stab you, I put a hatchet in your stomach, I chop off your fingers, I bite off your ear.
What I find amazing...
That's how a knife fight works. There's not a lot of knife clashing.
But that choreography really was something spectacular, because... It didn't just seem like, oh, this has to be a super stylish, amazing fight. No, these are 2 characters in a sheer battle of wills doing anything to survive.
And they're also running at it. They're on the end. They're on fumes. Like they're
literally running on fumes. Yeah,
it's remarkable that either of them are still breathing at this point. Yeah, and you can see the sheer desperation in every interaction, blow and stab between them, and that's what makes it such an effective fight scene.
Yeah, it
really is that effective and that amazing when you consider just what's going on. And this wasn't a Hollywood set. This was an actual location in the world where they fought. So
blood upon the snow. Very, very striking.
That cherry soda that we had, it was delicious blood.
And my uncle's knives front and center in that fight. Yeah, dude, so good.
That was a big emphasis too on the knives. Every time they did show a knife, they actually lingered on it for a few seconds to show the quality of the knife.
I just hope they were able to. I just hope they were able to sew on Tom Hardy's fingers quickly without too much. Okay, sew him back on. We have to take that take again. Quick. Damn it! I only say that because it really looked very real the way they made it look like they got off his fingers.
Literally, because the hatchet comes across.
Okay. Before that, before that, when they're hunting down Fitzgerald and poor Captain Henry gets himself scalped, that you don't want to scalp Donald Gleason. He's a ginger. It's gonna be all tacky and gaudy.
Well, without that,
wasn't
you've got no
color.
character trait. Let's face it, the most defining feature is his red hair at this point.
It's red beard as well, but they didn't take the beard off.
How else do you think they cast him as a Weasley in the Harry Potter
Right,
films?
right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, he was. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
he
much
was-
every British actor has
forgets.
been involved in
Harry
Harry Potter films at some point.
Yeah, he's actually he's the son of the guy who played Mad Eye Moody.
Hmm.
Oh,
Brendan
yeah,
Gleeson.
yeah. Cool.
Yep. So,
The more you know.
yes.
But yeah, just all of it was really good. And are we gonna come down to our ending votes now? Or are we gonna keep?
I think I think I'm about ready to wrap it up. I'm just trying to think if there was
Also,
more
good.
to say. I don't think so.
Good.
I will say, going in, I didn't know very much. I thought the whole movie would be about trying to evade a bear, but no, the bear is only at the very beginning.
Yep.
And yeah, I thought the titular Revenant was the bear. I thought was it like a zombie bear that won't stop coming? And no, the Revenant refers to Glass himself because he comes back from what is very nearly death. Yeah.
Multiple occasions.
Yeah.
So, okay, I will go first. This is, again, one of those films that if you want an example of what phenomenal acting looks like, I've always said if you want two great examples of what acting in one of its just sheer forms looks like on film or on television. For television, I direct people to the Fly episode of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I know some people don't like it, but I think it's a perfect example. I'm not going to get into that right now. On film, there are several examples, but The Revenant is one of my favorites. Just because it is a character that, if you think about it really just sort of at its base form, it is a man wanting revenge. After nearly dying and clawing himself through everything, seeking revenge. This is an example of Leonardo DiCaprio absolutely nailing it. I know some people don't like his performance in this as the one that won his Oscar, but at the same time, I'm happy he freaking has one.
Yeah.
And in this film, you can see exactly why he deserves to have it. He is phenomenal. He's always been phenomenal, but this is a film where he is really showing everything he's made of. It's not as funny as Wolf of Wall Street. It's not as horrifying a character turn as Django Unchained, but it is an example of him reasserting his talent when given a character that seems like it's pretty basic, and he brings the humanity out of it. I appreciate this film for all the things it does on a technical level, from a writing level especially, and again, on an acting level. I don't think there is a bad performance in this entire cast. I really don't. I will admit this is not a film for everybody. Some people are not going to like it because they don't sugarcoat a damn thing. They really go into how unpleasant and awful everything is in frontier living.
Yeah.
From, bear attacks to medical practices to...
Medical.
Yeah, exactly. Medical practices
classic.
to, again, living with all kinds of various health problems and praying you survive. But I think that is just another example of why this film is as good as it is. If you think you can handle it, I recommend it. I absolutely love this film just for everything it does achieve. So, yeah, I can't really see a reason as to not give it an A. This is probably, again, from a filmmaking standpoint, this and the two Dune movies are probably the best examples of filmmaking on a technical level and on an acting level we have seen on this podcast.
Yeah.
So, I give it an A.
You say pretty much everything you said. I agree with you. It's just the cinematography of it, the landscape of it. I love how they dwelled on certain scenes in certain areas, and really just not even emphasize. They're just like kind of showing you and really wanting to imprint these beautiful scenes on you. I know some of them are super intense, but there is beauty and majesty in some brutal stuff too, because it just how the Native Americans lived. They showed us that, and how, like you said, trappers and everybody lived in that frontier time. It just really puts you. It makes you live history. This movie does, in a way. It may be kind of a fictional movie, but it really grabs you and brings you into it. And Leo's performance really emphasized on that hold on you, because he just, something about his eyes, he just really grabs you with those eyes. Those eyes!
Well, this is a film, when you think about it, he doesn't have a lot of spoken
No,
dialogue.
not at all. Not at all. He barely speaks. But when he does, you hear every word. You understand his meanings. You understand him as a character and him as an actor. My favorite part is when he's climbing out of the grave. Two favorite parts is climbing out of the grave, and just thinking of the same scene in Wolf of Wall Street where he's trying to crawl to his car.
And he's on Quaaludes,
Yeah, and on Quaaludes. It's like,
as his character called it, the cerebral palsy phase. Yes, we may look at Wolf of Wall Street later at some point.
And just, like you said, everybody's performance in this, no lackluster at all. Not even small points of like just, I would say I nitpicked in certain areas, but that's my personal preference of nitpicking on these. And I always thought in the very end too, when he's staring at the camera, he has the thought of, I should have never shot that bear. I should have just walked away and it'd been fine.
He really should have.
And this whole movie was just good. And I'm gonna agree. I just solid A. If we went with it, I'd probably give it an A+, but I like giving...
Do we do pluses and minuses?
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
I think we have occasionally.
Yeah. I'm just going to stick with a solid A.
At least in my case, I think, since I don't consider any film to be truly perfect, I think A is probably the highest I can give.
Because like anybody can nitpick at this movie no matter what it is or who you are, but
I'm sure there was probably an extra in the opening fight scene who fell down after not getting hit by anything, for example, and we just didn't see it.
Yeah. But still, solid A, solid performance everywhere. Good movie.
I said, from the moment they shouted, "The sun, camera, action!" They
that natural light.
It was, you feel like you're really there, and it's just a very unique cinematic experience, very, very purposeful. It's an incredible journey through old American history. Fight for your life and fight for your family. Trying to live your days with honor and integrity. No.
That's his adult thing. Sorry. Jack. If nobody knows, that's Jack Black.
Like fucking Shakespeare.
Yeah. Jack Black's video game song.
Yeah,
it's very
Tenacious
good.
D.
Tenacious D.
Yeah.
So good. Have a spadoinkle.
Yeah, he was not having a very spadoinkle day.
He was not, no. But I think I've cleared up all my thoughts on. I would go A+ for this one. This was definitely a very prestige film, one that I didn't really know that going in. I was surprised at how little I actually knew going in, but I knew this was just a film that I had to see for the family connection, and I'm glad I did, because I don't watch a lot of really good cinema. I'm an MCU guy. I don't know.
I do watch a lot of really good cinema, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I watch whatever.
That's what this. I think that's what this show is a really good example of. We just watch whatever, right?
Yes.
I'm still trying to get them on Repo Man, but no.
No, I can't watch films like that. Look, I can watch this, but
we don't.
Repo is just a bit too gory for me. So, what are we watching next?
Next time we're doing Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. Ooh. That is your selection, and it's one you've been hyping us up for a very long time.
Well, I got the idea after you mentioned wanting to watch the weird biopic, and this is an example of another like musical biopic sort of parody film.
Yeah.
And personally, I like it because I feel John C. Reilly is a very underrated actor, and this is an example of just him firing on all cylinders, both as a comedic actor and as a musician. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me, but we shall see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, who knows? There might be a movie that one of us gives a bad grade at some point. Who knows?
I don't know. I still feel like a jerk. You guys made me seem like I was the bad guy during Speed Racer. Since I gave it the lowest grade.
Hey, that was from my childhood, so I was going to give it an A+ no matter
Well, on
what.
top of that, I think it's also,
Very biased.
to this point, I think it may have also still been the lowest grade I've given any movie so far.
We ought to write down what we gave everything at some point.
Yeah,
To
keep a
just
record
put
of
on a
it.
record. Yeah.
Well, if any of you are watching this and you're wondering what I gave it, feel free to check it out.
Yeah.
Please do.
It
Speed
is
Racer,
there.
our first episode. Yeah.
Both watch this video and the movie because you're going to like both. But I think that's it.
Yeah,
Coming
that's
to the
it.
end.
That'll do it. Yep.
Alrighty.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
joining us. Come again. To support Tapas and learn more, visit our link tree. Tapas and Stuff Productions is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon, including Knight Sadie Allen.